Boy, are we having such an interesting evening, my people. In an eNCA interview this evening, there is a man that is circled in red. You see him, right? His name is Stuart James Scharnick. He today apparently made several key points regarding his connection to General Shadrack Sibiya. And my people, he is saying, you know what? That man is lying. General Khumalo knows exactly who I am and what I am about, and therefore he should not have said that in the commission because he is misrepresenting facts. And I was like, what? I need to run and listen to this interview because he spoke about so many things. Listen to what he had to say, okay? Let's be shocked together. Take it away.
So yes, my name is Stuart Scharnick, and I have been convicted. My convictions run from 2010 and 2011. And it's not 18 separate cases. It's 18 counts in one case. I was sentenced to a 5-year suspended sentence, and there was a portion of money which I paid. As you speak to me today, I'm a free man. My suspended sentence has lapsed. It's now concluded, and the monies are being paid back. The cases that were withdrawn were part of the agreement that was done with the state, and 5 cases were found not guilty of separate incidents. There was an extra case that General Khumalo spoke about, and that was out in the Northwest, and that had been subsequently withdrawn. And I have no cases pending. And unlike Lieutenant General Khumalo, I'm not on bail. I'm a free man. He is currently out on bail.
Do you know Lieutenant General Dumisani Khumalo personally?
I know him very well. And that's why I was surprised when he spoke, saying that I'm not a member of SAPS. He knows I'm not a member of SAPS. I've never been a member of SAPS. I've never portrayed to be a member of SAPS. He also knows that I'm not Lieutenant General Sibiya's personal bodyguard. I've never been a bodyguard. But let me make this clear and put this on record for the viewers at home. I met Lieutenant General Dumisani Khumalo in Lieutenant General Shadrack Sibiya's office. So he's well aware that he knows my proximity to Lieutenant General Sibiya, and he knows exactly who I am.
So now, in this interview, my people, Stuart actually specifically accused General Dumisani Khumalo of misleading the Madlanga Commission by saying that he apparently had all those as cases instead of counts. So he has 18, it was 18 counts and not 18 different cases. Listen to what he had to say, okay?
So the fact that he misled the commission today simply shows us that he's trying to run a narrative and he's trying to paint a picture that doesn't actually add up.
So, before I bring in Yusuf, I just want to speak to what we heard from Lieutenant General Dumisani Khumalo. Are you then saying he lied under oath and all he said today was not the truth and that he misled the commission, like you're saying right now? Are you saying all of what we heard from him regarding the total of the 34 cases and 18 of them being said that you're found guilty of, are you saying that that was a lie?
In fact, the way in which he represented it is incorrect. It's 18 counts in one case. It's not 18 separate cases, hence the suspended sentence and a fine. And all of them are coming back from more than a decade and a half ago.
He was also offended by the fact that General Khumalo actually said, why are you in Parliament? He took a personal one on that. Listen to what he had to say.
That's why I was surprised when he raised the issue to say, how could a convicted person enter into Parliament? Whereas we have a minister in Parliament who has also been convicted. He served his time and now he's free. In South Africa, once you've done your time for your crime, you are then free.
Stuart then explained why he was arrested, and this is an interesting one. Listen to what he had to say about that, okay?
Some of the issues you've raised. Who is Stuart? Where are you from? What's your background?
So my name is Stuart Scharnick, and I'm from an area called Richards Bay in KZN.
Were you committed some crime as well?
Not really, Yusuf. They were more in the Durban area. Yeah, so
But you were charged for some hijackings in Richards Bay?
No, I was not. Those cases pertained to the Durban area. And in that case, just to clarify things, we had purchased vehicles, a batch of vehicles, and we didn't do our due diligence in checking the origin of the vehicles. And some of the vehicles had hijacked parts, and other vehicles had come from dubious characters, which we were supposed to check. I wasn't the only person charged. There were a number of police officers charged as well that had issued police clearances before we had purchased and sold the vehicles. I run a construction company, and I've been running a construction company since 2005.
Is the company still running?
Company still running.
Were you politically active in the area of Richards Bay?
I have been politically active
For which organization?
in Richards Bay for various organizations.
You can name them?
More as a civil activist rather than a political activist.
Doing what?
In Richards Bay, particularly in 2017, 18 and 19, there was a spike in mass murders in our area. We had an incident where a family was assassinated in the night, a Muslim family. They murdered the father, the son, the neighbor, and the mother was shot. There was a secondary incident where there was a triple murder at 4 o'clock in the afternoon at the mall. And the last one was 5 people gunned down at 10 o'clock in the morning 200 meters from the crime intelligence.
So were you involved with the security industry?
Not at all. I was simply a businessman in the area that had raised concerns about the killings with impunity. And that's what brought me to Pretoria to raise the matter nationally, because locally we had failed to deal with the killers who are continuously killing in the same area.
One of the things he spoke about is the denial of the claim that was made at the Madlanga Commission by the crime intelligence boss, Mr. Dumisani Khumalo, obviously, that he is Sibiya's personal protector or bodyguard. He apparently is insisting that he is only an acquaintance. He is not formally employed, nor is he acting as Sibiya's protector.
Let's get to the crux of the matter. How long and when did you first meet General Shadrack Sibiya?
I met General Sibiya in 2001, 2002.
Where and how?
Pertaining to these cases that we had brought, the murder cases that we had brought to national. And in fact, I was trying to see General Fani Masimula. However, you have to submit your documents to the PAs before they arrange a meeting at national. Their numbers are on the SAPS website. Any commander that's nationally based has his information, which I simply then submitted my documents to, and a meeting was arranged. When the meeting was arranged, I think amongst management, they found that General Shadrack Sibiya was the most relevant person for me to meet pertaining to the murders in the area. He then called in Lieutenant General Khumalo, who was spearheading the PKTT at that time in the same area. Hence, I met General Khumalo as the head of the PKTT in KZN, where a number of murders that the PKTT then investigated, I have a lot of knowledge on.
My people, that on its own is just so shady. It is so shady, it sometimes feels like Stuart has been told to take the bullet for this whole situation, because if he doesn't, he will be in trouble. Everything he's saying seems to kind of make sense because he's very comfortable when he's speaking. He looks like he knows and understands what he's saying, but there's so many things that he is contradicting himself on. Apart from that, why would he be so special? For him to have this special treatment and speak to General Khumalo and speak to Shadrack Sibiya, something is not adding up. Continue to listen.
Do you think that you're in the firing line due to your proximity to Sibiya?
100%. Today, what you saw was General Khumalo trying to cover his tracks by tarnishing my integrity before I spoke at the ad hoc committee or before I spoke at the Madlanga committee. What he miscalculated on was the fact that I am not a member of SAPS, nor am I a member of Parliament, meaning I can speak to the media freely as a citizen of South Africa.
So then what are you to Shadrack Sibiya then?
Shadrack Sibiya was the person whom we reported the murders to from the national head office.
Why did you not go to a local police station? Why do you have to go all the way to Sibiya?
Because in the local police station, we had more than 150 cold murder cases.
I'm sorry for interjecting, but my people, we are not about to take people's work or copyright people's work here. We are going to give our opinion and analysis, and please let me do so in peace, okay? Yeah. Anyway, why is this man making it look or seem like he is so special? That there are 150 murder cases in the area, and therefore he's supposed to go to the head of police. How many of us would actually be doing the exact same thing if we were to sit and look at 25 people who are dying daily in Western Cape and they don't do what he did? This continues to be shady, my people. That a response, that justification does not justify what has actually happened. Let's continue listening.
The murders were taking place in the proximity of a 2-kilometer radius from the police station, meaning clearly they were either working with the criminal syndicates or they simply didn't have the resources to assist.
In which area?
Richards Bay.
Okay. So you have this, you meet General Sibiya for the first time. In which year you said?
2021, 2022.
And you then become friends, do you?
No, we're acquaintances. We know
You're not comrades.
We're not comrades, we're not friends.
So what is acquaintances? Describe the word acquaintances. How did you establish this relationship with General Shadrack Sibiya?
This part reminds me of how Senzo Mchunu actually denied Brown Mokhotsi.
So once you start working, or let's just say you're assisting in terms of an investigation, for what we know, whatever leads we find out from the community policing forums in the area, particularly around the family that was murdered, we would then send the information to one information source, which would be General Sibiya, because we explained to him that along the way information was getting lost.
Knock knock, another interjection please. Thank you. This part reminds me of a man who shared the exact same thing. His name is Serge Kabonge. He was talking about Sibiya in actual fact, saying he knows him and the fact that he can call him anytime there's an issue with the police and GBV and you know what? There is a common modus operandi, and according to me at this point right now, this man knows a whole lot more than what he's saying. I will tell you about Serge Kabonge in another video. For now, let's listen to him.
But furthermore, people who gave information were being assassinated. So it was safer to send the information directly to General Sibiya, as he was aware of the ongoing issues that were taking place.
So fast forward, you now escort him in your vehicle, you driving around Gauteng with him. For how long has this been happening, Stuart?
So that's not true, Yusuf. And once again, that's General Khumalo misleading the public. Once I had given him the keys, and in fact, I'll just take you 2 steps back. There was an announcement that was made whereby General Sibiya's close protection was taken away, the vehicles were taken away, as well as the state fire.
Now a few weeks ago, when he was suspended.
When he was suspended, and it was publicly issued. It was a public statement issued. Because I'm aware of the PKTT's modus operandi, particularly the generals that we are speaking about, I then said to him, for your family's safety, I have an extra vehicle. You may utilize this vehicle in the interim.
As an acquaintance, you just gave him a vehicle.
Another red flag, my people. The man is digging a hole for himself and his cartel friends, okay? What?
In fact, over the 3-year period, we didn't just become acquaintances. If you can recall in General Mkhwanazi's evidence at the Madlanga Commission, he spoke about national and the presidency intervening in the Richards Bay murders. Can you remember that? And that intervention came from General Shadrack Sibiya. He assisted us more than once in cleaning up those issues that had taken place.
But hang on, you said that, sorry, the protectors were withdrawn, but he still has protectors up to today.
In fact, that's not true.
This man seems to know so much, guys.
So this white BMW that's following your vehicle, the state vehicle, who are these people?
Just and what he's saying, I mean, Sergeant finding Nkosi seen driving that white BMW is often seen with Mr. Sibiya.
So that's a convolution of facts where I fit in. I only fit in recently in borrowing the vehicle once the protectors and the vehicles were removed. I know nothing of what took place last year. I don't even know the Sergeant Nkosi. I think I've seen that BMW driven once or twice. And every camera footage that was displayed today did not have me inside that vehicle. I was not a part of that convoy. I am not a part of Shadrack Sibiya's security detail. I am not a member of SAPS, and General Khumalo is well aware of that fact.
So tell me something. If you're not part of Sibiya's entourage or body or security detail, what were you doing at the ad hoc committee, sitting right behind him then?
So it's funny that you asked that question, because around my neck is a cord which General Khumalo displayed today, and he spoke about the accreditation. So on my accreditation cord, and it's recorded, it's written legal team. There is substantial evidence which I've given to General Sibiya pertaining to the operations of the PKTT, and I was assisting the legal team when he was giving.
Who's legal team? General Sibiya's legal team.
General Sibiya.
But I mean, you agree your proximity to Sibiya is quite concerning, given your criminal record and history as well.
Unfortunately, Pule, if something happens 15 years ago and your suspended sentence has lapsed, I was never sentenced to time imprisonment. I was never locked up. Meaning the severity of the cases is not what was misled by General Khumalo today, because that plea and sentencing agreement was actually structured by the public prosecutor. So I'm not sure what he was trying to allude to. However, it's definitely not the way in which he's trying to portray it, as if I'm still an active member in a syndicate, as if I was ever a part of a syndicate, which is trying to paint with the same brush. Right?
Are you saying to us clearly you're not General Sibiya's protector, you're not his bodyguard? And you're not involved in the security industry?
100%. 1000%. Actually, I go on record and state that I've never been involved in security.
So why did you apply for CIRA accreditation?
I haven't applied for CIRA.
But our records of that show.
We have evidence that you applied for CIRA accreditation and you were refused because of your criminal conviction. What's your response to that, Stuart?
When was that?
Tell you now.
In the meantime,
your CIRA was rejected. It was... I even have a reference number here from CIRA, and it says renewal pending. So you probably had previous...
I'm putting it on record.
And it says on multiple occasions the application was rejected.
I'm putting it on record. I've never been a member of the security industry. I've never applied to CIRA. I don't have CIRA documents. What would have taken place in that instance is if a company was meant to be registered, and I was meant to be a part of the company, a
security company
would have tried to... We would have applied, and if it was rejected, that's the end of the case.
Let me make 100% sure I understand what you're saying, Stuart. You offered General Sibiya your vehicle, correct?
At a cost, yes.
At a cost, how much was this?
So we were working on an average of about 60K, 70K per month to utilize the bulletproof vehicle. You must remember the bucket that you saw is a B6 bulletproof vehicle.
And General Sibiya is paying you that fee?
That's what he has to pay in terms of what we had signed.
And how were the payments made? Was it in cash? Was it EFT?
So currently we haven't finished more than a month with the vehicle, but it should be by EFT.
And is he paying you for your services?
I have no services, Yusuf. You're asking me the same question, and I've explained I'm not a security guard. I don't have serial registration. I was not in the convoys. I was not a security person when I was at the ad hoc committee. In fact, I would form more part of the evidence team than an actual security guard.
Were you a card-carrying member of the ANC while in Richards Bay?
Yes.
And what were you doing? Did you engage in campaigns? Did you fund the councillors there?
No, I didn't engage in campaigns in the area.
Have you ever met the suspended Minister of Police?
No.
You know him?
I know of him because he's from the same area. Mpangeni and Richards Bay are literally 10 kilometers apart.
Are you still a card-carrying member of the ANC?
No.
When did your membership lapse?
I think it expired about 4 or 5 years, 3 years. I'm not too certain.
Are you saying to us clearly you're not a friend of General Sibiya, you're just an acquaintance and you have got a business deal with him? Is that correct?
No, let me put it clearly to you, Yusuf, and let's not try and speculate and take pieces from General Khumalo's testimony. I'm in front of you. I know General Sibiya for close to 3 years. He's assisted the community of Richards Bay as per General Mkhwanazi's testimony about national intervention in those areas over the 3-year period we had discussed. When I saw the matter on TV being
Allegedly. Allegedly. Oh, allegedly. My people, my people, my people.